Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Liam, and this video is not going to have so much of a structure. I'm just going to talk a bit, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about finding a place in your life, a place in the world with the people that you like, doing the things that you like, and how to sort of achieve that. So at the moment, I'm back in Thailand now, Chiang Mai, and so far it's my favorite place in the world. America was good, but it's a bit expensive, and I didn't like it as much as I like third world countries. So I've been all over Europe, Eastern Europe, sorry. I've been all around there. I've been all around Australia. I've been to America a few times. But Thailand, I've been to Indonesia heaps as well. Indonesia's great, but Chiang Mai, Thailand is the best place. In my eyes, I like it. It's the cheapest. I can do lots of fun things. I'll show some footage as I'm talking, but it's really important that you don't put off making changes today to put yourself in a position where you can live, as cliche and silly as it sounds, live a transformed life and live somewhere doing something that you like. It's unbelievable how many people tell me once they kick their annoying girlfriend to the curb, once they kick their annoying boyfriend to the curb, once they kick their loser spouse to the curb, once they quit their job and did something they like, once they took what would be in your friend's eyes a risk, once they did that, it diminished their tinnitus by a lot. Now, if you think about it, your home and your work, that's really it. There's not much more that you're going to be doing. Sure, you can escape through TV shows and social media and stuff like that, but that's unfortunate. But the place that you choose to work and the people that you choose to have in your home, or the neighborhoods that you choose to live in, really determine your mental state. And you might not realize this, but it really correlates to tinnitus in a big way. Now, I'll give you an example. So I've just been all in the sun, so I'm leaking. But you might even see I'm a bit burned, a bit tanned. Anyway, so I'm in an apartment now in Chiang Mai. It's only about $200 a month Australian, and it's not that good. It's like, literally, I'm sitting in the main room now. I might even show you a bit of it, and it's kind of crap. The fridge is in the same room. The desk is a piece of shit. I'm on this little plastic chair. The bed kind of sucks. The aircon doesn't work properly. It's a loud neighborhood, and the bathroom is always hot as hell. It doesn't have a fan. Basically, it's fucking shit. Now, this is the very, very same building that I stayed in, which I won't name, obviously, when I first came to Thailand, and I liked it because I was out and about. I had a different room with the aircon working, and there's just a heat wave here in Thailand, which is unfathomable how hot it is. I mean, you ride your bike and you'll walk, it's like someone's throwing hot. I had a haircut before, and the guy had a blow dryer, and he was blow drying like into my face to get the hair off, and that was not as hot as it was to ride outside. So, needless to say, it's fucking hot in Thailand. So I've been here for a couple of days, and the lady said to me, you know what, I know you so well. I called her, she's in Hoi Hin, she's going to come up. She came up today and said, look, you know what, you can stay there for 2 days for free until I get back, and then we sort the contract. Because I've stayed here about 5 times, but this time it's just not cutting it. So last time I was in Thailand, I stayed in a really nice place. It's called, well, I won't tell you in case you're a crazy person, but it's a really nice place to stay, and it costs about $1,200 Australian a month, and it is beyond worth it. It's got a saltwater pool, which means I can swim in it, so no chlorine. It's got a gym. The rooms are beautiful. The view is of Doi Suthet, which is this massive mountain. You really can't compare. It's the exact same room that I stayed in. If you look at my last video, the #1 best benefit of silencing tinnitus, and that's that when you stop spending money on stupid things like food and gaming consoles and all this stupid shit that you don't need in your life, you can spend it on things that make you happier. So obviously I run an online business, I make money online, and I've been doing that for only about a year, to the point where I can actually, live and not live shit. So my quality of life and my happiness has fucking skyrocketed since I've been able to do that. So you need to start planning, set yourself a goal of where you actually want to be, and you need to set yourself some sort of goal for a year, okay? And put it aside from tinnitus. Obviously tinnitus is like your main thing, and that's understandable, and it's appropriate too. But I want you to set yourself a lifestyle goal. Who are you dating? Who are you friends with? what do you look like? How much money do you make? This is stuff that I do, and it bloody well works. And I surround myself with people who think the same way. I've got friends who all do the same thing as me. They all work online. They all travel the world. They all go over. One of my friends is in Poland. One is just gone back to Australia. One of them is in Bangkok. I've got a few more in Europe. One is in Perth in Australia. So they all do different stuff. One of them's a dentist. One of them's a dating coach. The dentist works online as property investment. But I really implore you to set yourself up so that A, you're not working for somebody else, and B, your job is, every job is stressful. The amount of fucking stress that I go through handling this tinnitus channel is unfathomable. You wouldn't believe the fucking emails I get from people just being so, like, they want help, but it's so rude, it's so uncalled for, and it's so unnecessary, and it happens more than you would think, just blocked, just straight away. So if you're one of those people and you're wondering why I haven't responded, there you go. I can choose who I work with. I don't have to take any shit. I don't have a boss. I don't have expensive living. I could rent a bike for nothing. The bike that you'll see in this video cost me about $300 a month, and the gas tank lasts forever because it's a motorbike. I take time in the morning. I get up at 4 a.m. when it's dark, and I drive up to Doi Su Thep, and I see the sunrise. Then I come back and do some work. Then I go to the gym. Then I might see a friend. And then I come back and I might have a nap or go to sleep at 5 p.m. or something like that. Either way, that's what I want. That's what I want my life to be like. And if I want to meet someone, I can go talk to a girl in the street. Not a prostitute or anything like that. That's not really my thing. But I'll go and meet someone in the street. It's very easy to meet people in Thailand, especially Thai women if you're a white guy. It's just the way the world works. Anyway, so my life is very good. Now, I want you to compare that to your life. I want you to, if you're a girl or a guy, what do you want? If you already have a family, which way do you want it to go? But try and think of it, you can never really change someone else, but you can always change yourself. And if you're in pain, then that's the biggest motivator. Remember, people always want to go away from pain more than they want to go towards pleasure. For example, if you've got a fat person, they would rather not be fat than look good. Not being judged is a bigger motivator than people going, wow, look at her six-pack or his six-pack or something like that. You see it all the time. You'll talk to people, a fat person. I've had friends in the past who were obese, and we talked about it. I'm like, Jesus, man, like, don't you want to, look good and like date the girls you want and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, yeah, like, it never really bothered me. But if you say, Jesus, man, like, don't you want to fit in an airplane seat and like, not be judged, then like, yeah, it really affects me. So find yourself a motivator that is negative, something you're scared of, that's not in the future. I could sit here and tell you that your tinnitus is going to get worse, which it normally does. The amount of people who say, Liam, I'm going to go see my doctor before I apply your methods or use your program. And then I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I implore you to do that, especially if you're on antidepressants. But the problem is the doctors, there's a book I'm writing on tinnitus, and one of the phrases in the book, I'll try and remember it, is that a doctor's reach outweighs their necessity or something like that. I forget, but it's basically that you're going to the wrong person for help. Okay, you should go to a holistic doctor, a chiropractor, a nutritionist. Also, I would avoid getting your neck adjusted by a chiropractor if you have tinnitus. Countless people, famous people that I know, regular people, old people, young people, have got a chiropractic adjustment in their neck when they have tinnitus, and it's gone 10 times worse, just like that. So it's very common too. So I would seriously, avoid that. Don't do it. Okay, just because this is anecdotal, obviously, but give it a go. Don't give it a go. Sorry. So back to the point of the story, and we'll wrap it up because I know this is not really as precise as I'm sure you're like, give me the tips and the advice, but this is it. This is one of the best things you could do for yourself. Julian, for example, has set himself up awesome. So I know that he goes from place to place around the world and he has an awesome lifestyle, and that's great. And he obviously does consulting online, so he's set it up perfectly. I do a very similar thing. Lots of other people that I know in my life do a similar thing too. So set yourself goals, actually write it down, do affirmations. And if your life is shit, or you don't appreciate your life, remember, you got to appreciate where you are now, then it's going to be rough getting rid of tinnitus. And you're going to be one of the people who gets angry when I don't respond in a day. Remember, guys, I get about 300 to 400 emails a day, and I respond to all of them the best I can. Sometimes it takes a week, or those stack up. So that's about 2 hours of work a day that I do, just for free, answering emails. So, you got to cut me some slack on that. I do the best I can, I really do. But set yourself some goals, look into the future and think optimistically about it, and visualize yourself already being there, okay? Just visualize yourself doing it, being there, and already being the person that you want to be. Hell, do it with tinnitus. Do it with, as I said, what you look like. Do it with how successful you're going to be. That's what I do. It was very, I was really comfortable here in Thailand, making a fine amount of money, living in the place I'm moving to today. And I thought, you know what, fuck it. Like, the tinnitus world needs a documentary. It needs more information on this. And there are people out there who will help, and I know how to take that and put it out there. So I just went, fuck it. And I bought a ticket. I killed myself on a trip there. I got like the flu on the first day. I was so sick. Went all around, spent so much money flying. Got screwed over by Airbnb, got screwed over by American Airlines twice, lost about $1,000 or more, came back. Now I'm here, I've been here for a couple of days. I spent probably $15,000 or more on the whole thing: camera gear, camera equipment, sound, interviews, travel, renting, car rental, insurance, the whole thing. Totally my choice. I chose to do that. It was a big risk. Now I have significantly less money in my bank. I have to budget. But I still like my life, and I like the risk. I'll leave you with one quote that I really think is, and I'm going to obviously misquote it because I read this book a long time ago. I think it was Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. I'm actually not that big of a fan of Tony Robbins. I don't like him at all, really, but I like his material. But because he's very happy-clappy and not really like, do this, get it fucking done. That's what works. Love doesn't really work, okay? It's more like the pressure. If you look at the most successful people in the world, they've had a really tough life and they've overcome something very, very hard, and it's been a personal mission to them that means the most to them. They're not trying to show it off to people. You can look at anyone, it's like that. You can look at musicians, actors, politicians, if there's any good ones left, people who've made a change, Martin Luther King, all these people, in the world, whoever you want to look at, whoever you idolize, whatever it's going to be. But there's one quote in this book, Awaken the Giant Within, great book, I recommend reading it. And it's from the CEO of, I think it's Toyota. And the CEO of Toyota says they apply gentle pressure on their employees, and that's how they get the most out of it. So, for example, if you see my advice and you think, oh my God, I've got to do this, I've got to do this now, it's absolutely this, I've got to do it, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm not actually against that. That's how I think. I think I've got to get it fucking done. I'll stay up all night if I have to do it. And I do that, and that's why I live like this now, and I like my life. But what's better, and works for more people, because a lot of people can't handle that much pressure, and I get that, especially when you have tinnitus, you can spark it up. But, it's kind of like responsibility and discipline. It's like, you know what? I said I was going to do it, and so I'm going to fucking do it. Just do it. I mean, the Nike slogan, right? Just do it. And kind of, as I said, you got to be flippant about it. It's like, just fucking do it. Like, just do it. And you got to be wary of the people that you hang out with swaying you, okay? But that's a whole other video completely. But I really want you to write down your goals, and don't share it with anyone either, because the people who are like you will be the first to shut you down. When I very first started going online and starting my videos and traveling the world and being, self-sustaining, which is nice, a few of my friends who were like very, very close friends of mine just totally shunned me and started talking behind my back and were really rude. And I think it stems from them realizing that me and them, we're just the same. We're just the same people, just like you and me. I'm not special. I got over my tinnitus because I just put in as much effort as anyone else can. It doesn't matter if someone's in a wheelchair, or they're a girl or a guy, they're young or they're old. It doesn't matter. They're all just excuses, and it all comes from fear. So my friends would see that I'm just like this guy Liam, and who wouldn't want the life that I live? It's quite nice compared to these people's lives. Very hard labour job in Australia in the sun, building. And so they get very angry and frustrated and they feel left behind and they feel rejected. But most of all, it's like holding up a mirror and it forces them to do some introspection, which means to look inside, basically, and think about their lives. And they realize that if Liam can do it, then this is them talking, then it's my fault that I'm not where I want to be. And that realization is not nice. And I think a lot of people who have tinnitus, who don't like me or don't like my methods, that's the same thing that they think, especially because I'm so young. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor. I say fuck all the time. I'm exactly the same on camera as I am off camera. Some people aren't, most people aren't, in fact. You'll notice that my mood change in the videos. This is how I feel now. I've been out in the blazing hot sun all day. And so I'm very relaxed now. And so sun is a big part. I got a lot of sun. Sun is a big part of getting rid of tinnitus, by the way, vitamin D, sun therapy. If you can, I would advise getting naked in the sun. And don't wear sunglasses either. Men, biggest testosterone booster in the world is direct sunlight to your testicles. Okay? Lots of men these days have the lowest, I think men my age, 26, or maybe it's 36, have the equivalent testosterone levels of a man in his 70s back in the 50s. This is because of the vaccines that we have, and this is because of the plastics in our world and all the pollution and everything like that. It's very bad. So talk to your doctor obviously before you do this. But if you wear sunglasses when you tan, you up your risk of getting skin cancer by a lot because you turn off the protective shield that your cells put up when it goes, okay, this is daytime. Remember, the sunlight goes into your suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is in your brain, goes in there and tells your body how to react. Okay? So especially if you're just ate something and you put on sunglasses and go out in the sun, your body's going to go, okay, well, I guess it's nighttime, so the kidneys should start cleaning themselves instead of digesting and cleansing the blood, and you cause a shitstorm of fucking problems. So you want to get sun and you want to get sunlight, but don't look into the sun. I don't think there's any real science behind that. And you can just, I tend to keep my eyes open, but if the sun's up there, just look straight ahead. Don't look at the fucking sun. I mean, it's enough to look at the sun and you get those blurry things and you can't see. That's an indication enough. It's probably not smart, right? Anyway, so where was I? This has kind of gone on for a long time, but I do like this video. We covered some good stuff. So let's just recap quickly what I remember anyway. So aim for the life that you really want. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how young you are. I want you to be honest with why you're at university. Okay? So if you're studying to be a doctor, and this is not pointing at I've spoken to people who do every profession, so if you think this is about you, it's not, okay? If you're a doctor or a lawyer, or you're going to be a mechanical engineer, or you want to be in a high-paid role, you need to take a look at what's happening in the world and how it's changing, okay? A lot of jobs are becoming obsolete. It's very competitive if you're working in finance, and it's not going to be a fun life, okay? If you're doing it, if you think about, ask yourself really hard questions. For example, we'll talk about work and relationships. So if you're dating somebody, I want you to ask yourself, and this more goes for the guys, because guys, we're really driven by how a girl looks, and we're driven by like sex. That's like our main thing. And any guy who says it isn't the main thing is lying to sleep with you. That's how it works. And it starts off with that, and then it can get emotional. That's fine. That's how I work, at least, anyway. But ask yourself a tough question. Let me make sure this is recording. Let me just make sure this is still going. Beautiful. Nearly out of battery there. I'll wrap it up. So ask yourself a tough question. If you're a guy, ask yourself, if I could never ever have sex with this person again, would I still be dating them? And I don't know what the equivalent question would be for a girl. I guess it would be if I could never ever, and this seems shallow, but if I could never ever show off this guy to my friends, would I still be dating him? And that's what I see a lot. I was seeing a girl in Dallas, and I went and met up with her friends, and she wouldn't shut the fuck up on the way there about how she's so excited to show me off to her friends, and it was really weird, and I never saw her again because of it. It was just really weird. It's like, I'm a fucking human being too. It's just creepy. And you'll see, if you're a guy, ask yourself that question, if I can never have sex, and you'll probably be like, oh yeah. And that tone of voice is like, I can see it a mile off. And I can see the guys that do that, and it's like, ugh. I used to be one of those guys. I'm not awesome. I'm not special. I probably will make that mistake in the future too. And if you're a girl, ask yourself that question too. I see it happen a lot and I've even had girls I've dated tell me this. And girl, if you read the book, The Female Brain by Luann Brizendine, it is the same in males and females that the part of the brain, I think it's a neural pathway that is responsible for the feeling of social rejection, overlaps with physical pain, because if you're ostracized from a group, obviously this is a reptilian part of the brain, if you're ostracized from the group, you'll die. Animals will kill you, you'll die of exposure to the weather, you'll run out of food, you can't hunt. Obviously now that's stupid, you can survive in fucking Thailand or nothing, I can't even speak the language. But girls will often meet up and start talking about also who, and it always comes out, it's so interesting to me, it's like, oh, who are you dating? Like who, like, oh my God, how is it? Like, is he the one? Blah, 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 blah. And it does happen a lot. And, you know, women feel sort of obliged to like, oh, I need to be in a relationship, or I need to do this. And they get in a relationship with men that they really don't like that much, or don't treat them that well. And for men, they'll like sleep with women they don't want to sleep with, and then they'll regret it. And then the girl will be like, oh, why did he ghost me? And why did he not text me back or anything like that? And it's like, well, he never really liked you in the first place. He just wanted to get laid. So if both parties just took a fucking step back, so much stress could be alleviated if you're just brutally honest with yourself, okay? Be honest with you. There's a great quote by Jordan Belfort, who the movie The Wolf of Wall Street is based off. I recommend looking up his stuff. He's just motivational, awesome. He says, be honest with yourself where you are. Be honest with where you are, okay? But don't look at it like it's too bad, but be honest. And then look at where you want to be, and then do the numbers on how you're going to get there, okay? If you're going to start your own business, if you're going to quit your job, whatever it's going to be, okay? And then start today. It's like fasting or fixing your diet or quitting coffee or quitting alcohol or quitting sugar, quitting processed foods, quitting antihistamines, going to your doctor, making that appointment about quitting your benzodiazepines or Ritalin or Roaccutane, or, you know, breaking up with that person. Yeah. I mean, there's no difference between today and tomorrow, except that, what's that quote, that Spanish quote? Tomorrow is the busiest day of the year, because everyone says they'll do it then. But there's no difference if you just start today and take action. Big deep breath in. You know what you have to do, just go and do it now, okay? So this was a long video, but yeah, cool. And remember, if I don't get back to your email, I got a lot of stuff to do, guys, and I really am doing my best, and it's just me, okay? It's just me. I put out a lot of free content on the internet, so I would advise just starting that, okay? You don't specifically need to talk to me, okay? Cool.